Well, good result. I guess that's still what it's all about, right? Find a way to win and move on. They all count the same. There wasn't a lot of rhythm to that game. I didn't think we weren't at our best by any stretch. But sometimes you win kind of ugly. I thought that kind of might present itself tonight, just based on the way Cincinnati plays. Good defensive group for sure. I think at times they've struggled to score this year. So, we just couldn't find rhythm. We didn't make any perimeter shots. I thought if we could have made some of those open threes, it might felt a little bit different. At the same time, I'm glad we've kind of found a way to grind out a different type of game when we didn't have it all going offensively. Turned them over again, which we've been doing most of the year, and the most disappointed in the rebounding. So we knew they were elite level rebounding team, especially on the offensive end. We know our opponent Saturday was, so we knew it was coming. So we wanted to see if we could work on it a little bit. And then, they just got us on the offensive boards. But outside of that, I thought it was okay. Again, assists were a little low, so we got to kind of get back to us and sharing the basketball on the offensive end. But we will take it, and we will move on.
Coach Kaya, she's always kind of like done a little bit of everything, steals, rebounds, assists. What's different on the nights that she scores, though? Anything, or is it just happen to be her night?
We've tried to challenge her to be a little more aggressive offensively. I think by nature she's okay deferring to others, but we need a third, fourth scorer on this basketball team, and she's certainly capable of doing that. And she's been pretty good here. She's the glue. I keep calling her the glue. She is the glue that keeps this whole thing together. Really great feel for the game, IQ, defends multiple positions, can rebound, can shoot it. I mean, she might be one of our best shooters, and she just doesn't even look for her shot as much as she probably should. But again, that's not kind of who she is by nature, but probably needs to look for it a little bit more. But she was fairly aggressive, and I thought we found her on some good cuts, which she's pretty good at moving without the basketball. So, talented kid for sure.
When you have someone who is selfless like that, how do you get them to be more selfish?
We show her stuff, show her opportunities to shoot on film, make sure she understands that we and her teammates expect her to take those shots. But also, there's times that you can't ask them to do too much because now you're taking them out of their character and who they are. So I think it's a little bit of a fine line, but we'll continue to pull it out of Kaya. And she's, we're 2 games into the Big 12, and she's scored it pretty well so far.
For Kaya, Lauren, seems like their best nights come when JJ, Jordan, other people get a lot of attention from the other team. What does it say about your team that when other teams might game plan for specific players, that those people down the depth chart are continuing to step up?
Yeah, well, we want a balanced group. We don't want it to be about 1 or 2 players. We need to spread the basketball. We need to share it. We have talented players that can score, and I think we can score in multiple ways. And so whether, it's shooting the 3, it's getting to the rim, getting to the paint, getting to the free throw line, off of steals and turnovers. So it's really just spreading it. And then I think now you're asking the defense to guard you at multiple positions, or as we say, from sideline to sideline. We want to make sure that defense has to cover the entire court. And when we're at our best, we do that. And at times we're not, and the ball sticks a little bit, and we're a little easier to guard.
There have been coaches who, all over basketball have had like names for their defenses or kind of like monikers for them or whatever. Do you have a name for your defense and the intensity that kind of goes into that?
We do not. We're open. If anybody has ideas, we can take some. We've messed with it over the years. We've got, with chaos, and then our men's team at SFA kind of took it, and, there was pressure, or maybe pressure her, we were trying to get the her in there a little bit. So we've tried, never really come up with one that just stuck, and it always doesn't have to be our identity, I guess, too. We are about that, and we do want to turn people over, but we also can win when we don't turn people over. So I don't want it to just be an all or nothing thing. But it is our identity, and we do have a team, especially now, that can do some of those. So I say it like half-heartedly, but if somebody's got a good one for us, please hit me up, send me an email, or find me on social media.
Good marketing guy.
We do, we've had plenty of meetings over the years trying to figure something out.
If tonight didn't have a ton of flow to it, what type of energy flow are you expecting to Saturday's game?
Yeah, again, each game presents, a new challenge and a new flow, if you want to call it that, or type of game, but I expect it to be a very physical, tough, defensive type game. Both teams will battle. They're going to play hard. They can rebound. They have size, so they'll have a little size advantage on us, but that's nothing new for us. That's something we've played against all year, but it'll be a top 25 challenge. I'm excited to see my group in that, play against a elite top 10 team in the country, and we'll get them prepared over the next couple days, and I think we'll have a good crowd, and they'll be excited, and we'll feed off their energy and see what we can do.
First question on Texas. How do you slow down a team that scores 92 points a game?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can do it a lot of different ways, so I'm probably not going to give you very much because I don't want to give away a little bit of the game plan, but I do think there's different ways to do that. I don't, I mean, we were scoring 82, but then tonight, what do we score, 68 or whatever it was tonight? So, I do think there's ways to slow those teams down. I don't want to give that away right now because that'll be a part of the game plan. But yeah, I don't know that we're going to beat them if we give up 92 points. So we're going to have a game plan that limits them and holds them under their average. Yeah.
And then, I mean, I understand from a coach's perspective, every game, preparation, there's a system that you have. But this is different, though, isn't it? In some way or fashion, it's certainly probably going to be different, maybe in your players' minds, right?
In respect to Texas, or they'll have I'm sure, it's Texas,
Right.
and it's and they got us pretty good, I think, a year ago, and maybe the last couple years. So it'll be a top 25 matchup at home. You only get so many of those, cracks. So yeah, getting them motivated, I don't think will be the problem, right? It will be, us coming together as a coaching staff and get the right game plan together that we think suits us, and those change every game. So that's not any different. We're going to prepare the same way. We'll come tomorrow and prepare for Texas just like we did on Monday for Cincinnati. So we're not going to change for who we play. I think you have to be careful when you do that. We didn't even said the word Texas Monday or Tuesday, has not been brought up at all. So this was solely about trying to find a way to get Cincinnati, and then now we can put our full attention to Texas.
You're off to your best start since 2017, being 13-0. What can you say to the chemistry of the players, especially with the new ones that you brought in from you being a first-year head coach? What can you say about that?
Yeah, I credit our players, I think, above all else. We had the 6 returners and 7 new kids, and they have blended extremely well. And it was due to them. And we did the mandatory team bondings and the team retreats and those types of things, which were great. But on their own, they've become a really, really close group. And so that makes it easier from whether it's a buy-in or on the court. I've been using the word joy a little bit. They just have a joy about themselves. They enjoy being around each other. When we're right on the court, they spread it and pass it and share it. And I think those are signs of teams that really like being around each other. This is as fun as I've had coaching. I don't know that's not necessarily because we've won every game, but I think I just enjoy going to work and seeing the team and having fun with them. And I think we're getting better. I think we'll continue to get better. By no means is this the best version of ourselves. But we're getting better, and I'm excited to see us, like I said, Saturday against this quality of an opponent.
The press first half, you guys obviously forced a ton of turnovers. And then was it like adjustments on their part, or did you kind of pull back on it? Because I think it was like 17 and 5, I think, the turnovers.
Yeah, 5 or no, 7, 17 and 7, I believe. A little bit of both. I mean, we were just trying to contain the ball a little bit more in that second half. They started kind of trying to go a little bit quicker on us or against it. We probably could have revved it up a little bit more, but didn't. And I just thought we were kind of keeping them, in front. Didn't want them to make any runs at us. Had the comfortable lead. So, thought a couple times if we just make a couple of those threes, we probably distance it and it feels a little bit different. And converted on some of their turnovers, and we were turning them over and then giving it right back, a few too many times. So we just didn't convert at the level that we should have. But nothing. I wasn't alarmed by it. It was a little strategy driven.
You mentioned you expected kind of a choppier, uglier game as a head coach. What are the challenges when that plays out? I mean, what are your main challenges when there's a lot of whistles and physicality?
Yeah, well, just coming in, you just don't know. So their game against Kansas State on Saturday looked a lot like what it did today. I think it was a 66-41 final, and there was fouls and a bunch of free throws and rebounds. And, it's just kind of what they do. They're great at getting to the free throw line. They're really good on the offensive boards. And so, they're getting offensive rebounds. Maybe we're fouling, so it's slowing the game down. There was times we got technically the defensive rebound, but it went out of bounds. And so, again, now you're taking the ball out and there's no flow and we're not flowing into offense. And so we just need to clean that up as we move forward. But that's what creates some of that, lack of flow is just, a lot of whistles, a lot of jump balls, offensive rebounds, and we're not going the other way.
I asked Jordan this. I'll ask you as well. 2 games in a Big 12 play. Is conference kind of living up to expectations? Any surprises for you first 2 games into conference play?
No. I mean, no real surprises. I was proud of the group for the win at Kansas. I mean, I thought we played really well, and that may have been one of our more complete games from start to finish. I'm still proud of them for finding a way to win this one in an ugly type game. And then, ask me again after Saturday, I guess, and I may have a different opinion. But up to date, no. You're 2-0, and I keep saying it. They all count the same at the end of the year. No one's going to ask who you beat or how you did it. You just kind of get defined by your record. But yeah, we just need to keep moving forward and keep finding ways to get better.
Any more questions?